Thought I'd seen it all before. A world of trouble knocking at my door. But this ain't like nothing that I recall.
Welcome to In Crisis, Travel Retail Voices, our new podcast series in which we speak to travel retail executives all around the world to see how they and their businesses are coping with the COVID-19 crisis. I'm Martin Moodie. Today's episode features Sinead El Sibai, Senior Vice President of Marketing at Dubai Duty Free. Sinead manages not only the retailer's extensive marketing activities around its retailing interests, but also those relating to Dubai Duty Free's many sporting, cultural, charitable and other events at home and abroad, including in her native Ireland. Now, Sinead's an impressive manager, one with the ability to keep more balls juggling in the air than a circus performer, one of several fine executives in the retailer's senior management group, what Dubai Duty Free Executive Vice Chairman and CEO Colin McLaughlin calls his dream team. Sinead recently received the Women Leader in Sports Excellence Award at the 21st Middle East Women Leaders Excellence Awards held in Dubai, recognizing her professionalism and dynamism. Now, like all the Dubai Duty Free team, she's facing a very different kind of professional task. I caught up with Sinead in Dubai to see how she was doing. Sinead, things have moved on in Dubai in recent days, and you're in very much the same situation as we are in London. Tell us about what's happening in your life and with your husband Jihad and your family.
Hi, Martin, and hi, everybody listening. Yes, things have changed, and just the speed at which they change is remarkable. But I'm here in Dubai, working from home. Jihad is working upstairs, and our youngest son, Liam, is here from UCD, and he's carrying on his degree work online. He flew back with me, believe it or not. The last time I saw you, Martin, was the tennis, as you know, the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championship, which is only, it's only 5-6 weeks ago. But that was a fantastic event. It was great to see you and Yulim there. And Yulim's brother, I remember how happy he was.
That's right.
To watch all the tennis players and to see that at the player party. That's only a few weeks ago, and we have to remember that we're going to get back to those times again.
Yeah.
But the day after the tennis, I flew to Ireland for meetings with the European Tour and Mount Juliet to talk about the planning meeting for the Dubai Duty Free Irish Open, which was scheduled for the end of May. And just during the meeting, I got a message. They were talking about this situation, COVID, etc. But I got a message to say that the schools in Dubai were closing for 1 month. And I remember Simon Ellis in the European Tour saying, that's crazy. Why would they do that? And I think, so really, I think geographically we were sort of ahead.
Yes.
And anyway, and things were happening much faster in Dubai than they were back in the UK or Ireland. So, and then lo and behold, 2 weeks later, Ireland had closed the schools down as well. So just think things just happened very quickly. And of course, I have to say Mount Juliet is beautiful. And when the tournament will be held there, it's going to be fantastic. But obviously the European Tour announced on the 30th of March that the Dubai Duty Free Irish Open will not go ahead on the planned date in May, and it's going to be postponed. So we don't know yet when that's going to be. But I'm having regular weekly calls with the European Tour to talk about, what's happening on their side. If they have major challenges, because once golf resumes again, they're going to have to slot in, the major tournaments like ours and in amongst the majors as well. So I think the majors have been announced now, so at least they can start working around dates. So all of that stuff. So that's part of the mix of what we're doing at the moment.
All right. And just back to the family for a moment, and then I'll come on to those events, Sinead. You have other children as well. Where are they?
Connor, our eldest son, is in London. He works for Chelsea Football Club. He's the content producer. So, thankfully he's very busy because they're working on a lot of content. They're going to do some charity initiatives and things like that. So he actually puts the script together and works with on the team to shoot it. So he's working from home, but he's actually doing well. And then our middle son, Darryl, who's an artist. And he, sort of self-isolation is easy for him. He can just sit for days painting. He keeps telling me what he's working on. So he's working on putting a big portfolio together. So he's fine, and he's sharing. He's got a couple of housemates. They're fine. But as I say, Liam came back with me for spring break on the 5th of March. And I'm just so grateful that he's here. Otherwise, he'd be at home by himself. So I'm grateful he's here. And we're sort of getting into this routine now whereby we see each other during the day. But we come together around 6:30 in the evening out the deck, and we have a drink and a chat and dinner and a catch up. And so, yeah, we're all just getting along.
Yeah, there's some nice aspects to it family-wise. I think families probably are growing closer in this crisis, even though they may be cast far and wide around the world. Sinead, just coming back, you mentioned the golf, but of course, Dubai Duty Free does so many events on top of being such a successful retailer. Just tell us how you're managing those events and your role from home, working with a team. You've got a really committed team, but you're not seeing them each day. Are you working with Zoom, or how are you doing it?
Yeah, we're working with Microsoft Teams, and first of all, from the executive team, we're having regular meetings on that, and Ramesh is leading that. And then with the marketing team, with Salah, myself, we have our own little group meeting. We had another team meeting today, talking about some initiatives that we have put in place. Just again, the click and collect, focusing more on the click and collect, and just getting a few things ready. We also have been talking, about our social media. What's the messaging we're putting it out there now, and it's all about community. Obviously not, nothing flouting for business, but just community projects like your great initiative, Capital Carers Travel Retail.
Yes.
So that literally, I briefed my guys on that, and within a couple of hours we had got the video done, and it was a great sense. We got this achievement, and they went out online, and they were so happy about that, Mark. So really great. Fair to you for getting these great initiatives up and running. So things like that, we're just talking constantly. And then in terms of our events, we're talking to Ascot, because they have put out an announcement about Royal Ascot being held behind closed doors. We're not directly involved in Royal Ascot, it's just part of our sponsorship benefits. But further down the line, though, it is obviously we have the Dubai Duty Shareguard Cup in August. So they're just briefing me, again, a weekly call with the Ascot team just to see what they're doing, how things are changing in their industry, and then just briefing us on that. So we're ahead of that. Obviously, next weekend we should have been at Newbury at the start of the flat racing season at Newbury, but they called that off quite a while ago, so we knew that wasn't going to happen. And further down the line, we've got the Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby, which is at the Curragh, and Horse Racing Ireland. Again, we're in touch with Evan from the Curragh, just briefing what their strategy is, what their plans are. The thing is, an industry like horse racing, it's not just on the day. There's a whole, system behind it of, the grooms and everybody. There's a whole industry behind it, like in all our businesses, I know. But so they're making decisions, I think, just to try and save part of that industry. So it's very tough. It's tough for everybody, I think.
Yeah.
So we're just keeping top of that, and just really trying to say in our social media, looking at some tactical campaigns and things like that. And then just again be part of the bigger team, the executive team, and our regular weekly meetings where we're all updated on what's happening and doing our bit through that.
Yeah, well, you mentioned what the team did for Clap for Our Carers Travel Retail. I must say I found that very poignant, moving to watch it. It was absolutely lovely to see the ebullience of it and the joy of it at a particularly tough time. But Sinead, just listening to you talk about all the things that you are juggling, it reminds me really of a persistent refrain through all these podcasts, and that is, although our various businesses in many ways are shut down or severely limited, the executives involved in them are busier than ever, because managing such an unprecedented process in itself is a huge job, don't you think?
Absolutely, you're right. And Colin is he's very visible to all of us and giving great support and messages we're getting. You keep it up. It's great that's what you're doing, and you're showing the team of staff, because obviously we've got a lot of staff who are looking to see what we're all doing and try to encourage them. And again, because we live in Dubai, the majority of our staff are away from home, so they have to worry about their families back home, etc. So from Colin really giving great leadership at this time is really important, and Ramesh pulling us all together, and I think we're just we don't feel alone at any time, which is great.
It's been very impressive. I saw Colin's video message to the team about being responsible, staying safe, and I thought it was very impressive, and again moving to see a leader of the troops, leader of our industry, cast into such a role that he would not want, but embraces it like all good leaders do. So that was very stirring. Well, just finally, Sinead, will close out more personally. I've been asking some of our recent interviewees how they're coping with being locked up, being in, do they develop cabin fever? How are you and your wonderful husband, Jihad, getting along? It must be, it's an interesting exercise, isn't it?
It is quite funny, as I say. I think we were learning just to move around each other. But it's really nice though. But Jihad is he does all the cooking. So he's been making lunch for Liam and myself, and then he does the dinner. So that's his role. He's happy. We're all fed and watered. But he's doing a good job. He's poshing around. We've given him a project which is to sand down and then varnish all of the outdoor furniture. That's keeping him busy. And he has his own job as well. But that's his little side project. So no, we're doing okay.
Wow, great. Well, when things get back to normal, I look forward to coming around and sitting on that newly varnished furniture and having a glass of real wine and not virtual wine with you, Sinead. It's lovely to hear your voice, to know that you and Jihad and the boys are all right. Keep staying safe, of course, and we really hope that the great retailer that is Dubai Duty Free is back to normal and helping to lead us all out of this current crisis sometime very soon.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Martin. Thanks for all that you're doing and all your team. Take care now.
All right, Sinead. Thanks so much. I'm Martin Moodie with In Crisis, Travel Retail Voices.
And I swear one day we're gonna put this out behind us. And come what may, we will survive. I think it's safe to say that better times are gonna find us. Hope it won't be long till this trouble is gone.